Not sure if anyone wants to read all this, but here's my story and I am just trying to understand if I am losing my mind or if I am right. Me and wife, both 31 years old, parents to a small toddler and both married since 4 years but together since 14 years. I would describe myself as a person who has always lived the way he wanted. Went out, uni, many different career office jobs with happy hours and good coworkers, etc. My wife, very introverted person, never went out by herself except with me and my friends, didn't enjoy uni, worked in family business for many years without exposure to this office life that many people have as young professionals. Things were great, from my perspective, and she never gave me any reason to doubt that she is unhappy. Once our child was born, we go through a very rough patch. She has postpartum. I try to be supportive, but nothing is enough, and I don't understand at all according to her what a woman goes through once she becomes a mother. According to her, my life did not change at all, although it significantly did, but that might not be as relevant to this story. Once her mat leave is done, she decides she wants to start living and goes through major changes. Our friend group is trash now. She hates everyone, and all these people that she was friends with for so many years are surprised how she could just abandon them, and she tells me how she is surprised that I still enjoy this boring company. She left her family business and started working in a young hip firm. We grow a bit apart but still have affection for each other and do date nights, have sex at least once a week and talk. Suddenly this guy starts working at her firm who was previously fired for being unhinged and having behaved like an ape, but apparently he is skilled so they take him back. He starts flirting with my wife, but not flirting is this very direct way, but he would make all the time comments on her being hot and other similar stuff, but he would always end it as if he's making a joke. My wife tells me about this and I am telling her the dude is bad news and she should set boundaries. It leads to me being paranoid and controlling, and for a few weeks we fight because she doesn't seem to think anything is wrong and she doesn't want to make things awkward at work. This bad period ends by her asking me if I trust her after 14 years, and if yes, I have nothing to worry about, and if not, then why am I even with her? I think about this and agree. I stop asking about it for 10 months. Last Friday was her Christmas party. She goes there and comes home very late, 3 a.m. She never stayed out this late. In the morning she tells me the dude got extremely drunk and got like super close to her, like whispering in her ear that she smells good and she's hot, etc. I ask her if anything happened and she said no, this is it. I don't like what I hear, but we move on with the day. As the day progresses, I get this knot in my stomach and I bring it up again. She then tells me that he touched her leg and then her ass. I ask her what her reaction was, because I would presume my wife will freak out and set boundaries, but she tells me she just smilingly told him to stop. We have a huge fight about how she does not set boundaries. This fight goes now on since days, and she told me that over the course of the last 10 months the guy was telling her that she and I will get divorced, that he wants to be with her once this happened, etc. Again, she is saying that she never reacted strongly about any of this, but just laughed it off as if it's a joke. This all does not sound very intense. I read so many cheating stories here, and compared to them this sounds pretty mild, but here's what I feel. I warned her about this dude. I told her exactly that this will happen. She did not want to listen to what I had to say. She told me not to worry. She did not set boundaries and did not think a single time how I would feel when he would do all this flirting. She just cared about herself and about the thrill she was getting from it. She also did not tell me by herself, as I had to squeeze it out of her. I feel betrayed, hurt, and although it is not cheating, I don't know if I can ever trust her again. I, in my opinion, did everything I could to make her happy, and she grew very distant from me and took me for granted. She shows a lot of remorse, but I just can't forgive her. She says that she understands I am hurt, but in the end she did not cheat, no sex, kissing, or any of that, and she did not even actively flirt back. In her mind she just enjoyed a little bit of attention from a man. It's not the end of the world. I don't know how to see this. Am I crazy to leave the woman I love since 14 years and the mother of my child and destroy everything we have but for this? So I'm starting from the beginning. I met this woman in May. We hung out, we hit it off, but we didn't put a label on it. In July, this date is important, she asks me if I was seeing anyone else. I said no, and she said neither was I. Life continued, things were going great. In August, I put a collar on her. In September, we take a trip to a concert in New Orleans. We become official and things are amazing. We both agree that I will meet her daughter in October. In October, it feels like a bomb goes off in our relationship. I got a message on Facebook. It's from someone I don't recognize at all. I read it and my heart sank. Come to find out, while we were talking and getting to know each other, she was seeing another guy. Full-on relationship. When I ask her about it, she swears we weren't exclusive. I decided that I'm going to move on from this and I can forgive her. But I had a feeling there is a whole lot more to this story. I put it out of my mind and chalk it up to insecurities. I meet her daughter and things are going good. I'm cautious, but things are going good. One night we are all playing Monopoly and I see her texting someone and it looks like a guy. I confront her about it and my suspicions were confirmed. It was a guy and I'm pissed. I explain to her that this is cheating, plain and simple. She apologizes, says it will never happen again. Well, it did. We were taking her daughter to a Girl Scouts thing and her phone goes off. Come to find out, she is texting a couple of guys and she swears it's from old messages. But I'm not an idiot, so I know they are recent and you must have been having a conversation with them. This weekend was the final straw. I had a work Christmas party, but it was canceled. So we got to the local farmer's market and we grabbed some steaks and have a great dinner. It was really romantic, one of those nights you have as a couple that you dream of. I get a message from my brother. He asks, "Hey, are you still seeing that girl?" I said yes. He sends me a screenshot of her Facebook dating profile. He also says you might want to talk to Thumper. Now a little backstory about Thumper. I have known him for 20 years. He is a club brother that is no BS. I message him and he says he has been messaging her since Wednesday. I confronted her about it. She tried to spin it and finally came clean. I get that she was trying to spin it, but I'm beyond pissed and I feel so stupid. I messaged the guy she was carrying on a relationship with. He sends me everything. There are pictures of her that she sent me and him. There are times when she was with me and texted him. She messaged him right after I collared her on a trip to Tennessee. I have always been consistent with my actions. I have never switched up or anything at all. I have always been clear about what I consider cheating and I need full transparency. I'm honestly thinking about ending this. But at the same time, if I keep cutting people out of my life after a mistake, what does that say about me? I, 18M, am my dad's only child from his first marriage. My parents divorced when I was 8, and he remarried my stepmom, 35F, a couple of weeks ago. I've always felt like an outsider in their relationship because my stepmom has 2 kids, 10M and 8F, from her previous marriage, and my dad treats them like his own. At the wedding, there was a big family photo session planned. My dad told me I'd be in the main family photos, so I didn't think much of it. But when the photographer started organizing people, my stepmom pulled me aside and said, "We decided to do photos with just our core family first." I asked what she meant, and she said it would just be her kids, and my dad. I was stunned and asked if I'd still be in the photos later. She said, "Of course, but these are the ones we're framing for our home, and we want them to represent our new start." I looked over and saw my dad standing there, not saying a word. He didn't even look at me. That's when I realized I wasn't considered part of this core family. I felt so hurt and disrespected that I quietly grabbed my stuff and left the wedding. Later, I got a ton of angry messages from my dad and stepmom, accusing me of being dramatic and ruining their big day. My dad said I embarrassed him in front of everyone and that I should have stayed to support him. My stepmom called me immature and said I should have understood that blended families are complicated. Now some family members are saying I overreacted, but a few are on my side, saying it was cruel to exclude me like that.